could have significant non-compliances that were not identified or resolved.
The CAA has reviewed its past inspections as recommended by the Commission. It's confident there are no dubious operators running scenic tourist flights.
The regulator of 2019 is a significantly more robust regulator than back in that period leading up to the Fox Glacier accident.
Charlie Gibson says the pain will never stop, but he hopes the system will finally get fixed. Kushla Norman, One News.
Auckland University is reassuring its staff that its systems to detect cheating are robust. It follows a One News investigation into ghostwriting.
International students say cheating is widespread, and university lecturers have told us it's getting worse. Now there are claims of corruption at some English language schools as well. Paul Hobbs with the latest in his exclusive series.
As another day of lectures begins, the message has gone out to all Auckland University staff that safeguards are in place to detect ghostwriting.
I wanted to reassure you about the processes and controls the university has to alert us to cheating.
It follows claims to One News that as many as half the international students at Auckland University are buying other people's work and passing it off as their own.
I think the way that you have represented this story is inaccurate. I think there is an element of racism in it.
As universities seek to downplay the problem at their institutions, lecturers have told us many international students cheat because they don't have the proficiency in English to study at that level. There are more than 40 NZQA approved organisations teaching English to international students to get them to the level where they can gain entry to our universities.
It's pathetic. They're not ready, nowhere near it.
One News can reveal not all those institutions are squeaky clean.
I feel incredibly guilty.
Because you're feeling guilty because you've effectively passed students that shouldn't be passed?
Yes.
This qualified teacher with years of experience, we'll call Alice, says 2 language schools she's worked at recently are a sham. Students paid $22,000 for a 16-week course.
It's a money-making business.
This is what she reported to NZQA a year ago.
I was told by the HR person that I must pass these students for the NZCEL because they were due to be enrolled in AUT straight after that.
NZQA declined to comment.
I'm seeing students come with a level of probably 5 or 6-year-olds.
The New Zealand Qualifications Authority investigate those complaints very quickly, and where they're substantiated, very swift action is taken, and that has included closing down some providers. We've got no tolerance for that whatsoever.
The language school in question is still operating. Auckland University's Vice-Chancellor is confident that calibre of student couldn't slip through the cracks.
The point is, of course, that if those students came into this university, they would not succeed. The system would catch them out.
The university believes its academic integrity is intact, while some inside it dispute that. Paul Hobbs, One News.
After more than a decade of negotiations, the country's second largest iwi is on track to become the first to secure customary title over its foreshore and seabed. The bill paving the way for Ngāti Porou passed a milestone in Parliament today. The hapu, or sub-tribes of Ngāti Porou, are situated along the North Island's east coast, including Gisborne. The iwi will also have rights to inshore areas up to 22 kilometres off the coast. Political reporter Mikey Sherman has more.
It's a journey that's taken 16 years.
It is emotional, but it's a good, happy emotion, and you can tell by the singing and the songs that people are pleased to be here.
Today is about ngā hapu o Ngāti Porou.
Today's agreement legally recognising Ngāti Porou's mana over its coastal and marine area, giving the iwi greater influence with local councils and government departments, protecting customary rights like food gathering and identifying wāhi tapu, sacred sites, including restricting access to those areas.
It's all about putting in place the legal tools to recognise that those rights have existed since before colonisation, and they continue to exist now.
Ngāti Porou were the only tribe to reach an agreement under the controversial Foreshore and Seabed Act. But following its repeal and replacement with the Marine and Coastal Area Act, Ngāti Porou's agreement has now been brought up to date.
It's a shock when somebody tells you that something you thought was yours is no longer yours.
Yeah, there's a bit of feeling amongst
certainly my colleagues and I, that this is a case of coming full circle.
Territorial rights were at the heart of the foreshore and seabed debate. Rights akin to ownership, it's the next big step outlined in today's agreement, and Ngāti Porou has already lodged an application with the High Court. It would mean Ngāti Porou would have complete veto over some proposals or applications and own minerals such as sand, gravel and iron. It could also propose bylaws to stop individual or commercial fishing in special areas.
The commercial fishing industry and other extractive industries, they've shown me how concerned they are, but look, I'd have more confidence.
Now the iwi has to show it's lived exclusively in the area since 1840. How confident are you that you can reach that test?
Very confident, because our people have always been there.
A connection that'll continue for generations to come. Mikey Sherman, One News.
A city under siege. Violent protests continue in Indonesia's capital. Next, the warning from New Zealand authorities.
Your first behind-the-scenes look at the latest Star Wars movie, how the late Carrie Fisher will still have a special role in the rise of the Skywalker.
And for just the third time ever, the Queen makes a public visit to the supermarket. But something the 93-year-old saw has got her worried.
Then on 7 sharp, Jeremy, a 10-year-old forced to take the wheel?
Yes, when it's not ideal to have a kid drive a car, but when Dad's suffering a seizure, what else can you do? The story behind the mini motorist and the lives she saved. Also, he's the Peanut Butter King and one of Nelson's most recognised faces, but he probably won't recognise you. Plus, I get a date with Destiny. Church, that is. Join us at 7.
Hey there, we're on for another fine Thursday. Tonight, we've got some amazing spaces.
Talk about changing how a space feels. That's wicked, that.
Yes, George. Then, look who's back.
I wonder what it's like to be a man.
I haven't the faintest idea.
Oh, Mrs. Brown, hey, she's the best. This means war.
We heard about you since 15 years. People are going to pay.
Express from Australia.
You watch your back, okay? She's coming. For both of us.
The thrilling new season.
She's a predator. She's manipulating Ali. I really love you.
Of the groundbreaking drama.
The team up would take her out. We're talking about murder. Cold-blooded.
The brand new season of Wentworth starts Wednesday, 8:35 on 2.
If you want the best tasting tea, try Cha Nui. It's premium quality tea created especially for New Zealanders.
My whole cupboard is always stocked with Cha Nui teas.
Cha Nui would have to be New Zealand's tea.
Cha Nui, New Zealand's tea.
How's this for a crazy JB offer on Apple Mac? Until Monday 27th of May, pay only cost plus GST on Apple Mac computers. Like this 13-inch MacBook Air, cost plus GST is only $19.34. That's nuts! JB, you've done it again.
I reckon we could run off with it before anyone notices.
I reckon you're a tool.
Purchase any new Hilux and get 5 years warranty, 3 years free servicing, 0 deposit finance, and a free King Tony toolkit.
Refresh your home for less at Smith City. The Sleepyhead Pyro HD Queen is $2,799. A Samsung washer just $779. And a 55-inch LG TV with PS4 bundle is $2,599. Plus 50 months interest-free at Smith City.
New World's Butchers specials are on now. Visit our in-store expert butchers for amazing deals on a range of delicious cuts, like fresh New Zealand beef rump steak for $13.99 a kilo. Hurry in store to discover more great specials. New World, enjoy better.
Hurry in for final days of Harvey Norman Computer and Electrical's biggest ever big brand sellout. Over 660,000 square feet have been transformed into clearance zones until Monday. Whangarei to Invercargill, with further reductions on TVs, receivers, mini and micro systems, speakers. Further reductions on washing machines, dryers, dishwashers, fridges. Further reductions on ovens, cooktops, range hoods, microwaves. And sellout deals on small kitchen appliances, vacuums, personal care, heating. Plus get 16 months interest-free. Strictly personal shoppers only. Trade not supplied.
Caboodle Kitchens, the DIY revolution, delivering households great value kitchens. With Caboodle, you can afford soft close doors and drawers and European designer finishing. Visit a Bunnings warehouse to see what's possible. Why settle for anything less than the whole kit and caboodle?
New Beast Mode Triton now has the best offer. $39,990 plus on-roads for 4-wheel drive GLXR manual. You get 18-inch alloys, tons of power and torque, to tow 3.5 tons. You get intelligent safety, 10-year powertrain warranty, connectivity, creature comforts, and a beast of a ute. Get into your Mitsubishi Motors dealer fast.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
Friday.
When life gets busy, I want delicious food that's quick and easy to make.
Jamie's Back to Basics.
Ultimate set of go-to dishes. Fast, furious, delicious. I'm keeping it super simple.
Jamie's Quick and Easy Food. Friday on 1.
Tens of thousands of troops have been deployed to Indonesia's capital, Jakarta, after a second night of violent protest. The re-elected president pledging to continue a crackdown on demonstrations over claims of vote rigging. Kim Baker-Wilson reports.
Screaming protesters taking to the streets in a second night of violent unrest. They're still claiming widespread election fraud, hurling Molotov cocktails, rocks, and fireworks. And fired in return tear gas as police moved to quell the uprising. 6 people have died in these protests so far, all sparked by incumbent President Joko Widodo being announced the clear election winner.
We will not give any space for rioters who try to damage our country, to damage the state of unity of the Republic of Indonesia.
The government is denying it's got blood on its hands.
These victims fell because of thugs, not protesters, thugs. Because they attacked police dormitories, they attacked police stations, burned cars, created chaos.
Rioters were hauled away, and scores have been detained and paraded in front of media.
From 3 locations, we detained 257 suspects after we rounded them up during the riots.
Police suspects many were paid to take part. The election supervising agency, which protesters are targeting, says there's no evidence of cheating, and independent observers say the vote was free and fair. Our Ministry of Foreign Affairs is telling New Zealand embassy staff and travellers alike to stay clear of all gatherings.
There is no choice, no choice. The military and police will take firm action in accordance with the law.
His opponent is still vowing to fight the election result in court. Kim Baker-Wilson, One News.
Britain's Prime Minister is now facing an all-out mutiny from her own MPs as she desperately clings to power. Tonight brings a dramatic showdown with her party's kingmaker amid demands she quit within days. Our Europe correspondent Joy Reid reports.
The wolves of Westminster are gathering.
Prime Minister!
Britain's Prime Minister, for so long now a wounded animal, is on her last legs.
We've come to the end of the road with this Prime Minister. The time has come for a change of leader.
A leader who, with her revamped Brexit plan, did the seemingly impossible by making the situation even worse.
This government is too weak, too divided to get this country out of the mess that they have created.
Many in Theresa May's top team turning on her in an explosion of outbursts, including a bombshell resignation. The leader of the House, a key pro-Brexit supporter.
It's been a really tough day.
36 ministers have now resigned under Mrs May's leadership. Andrea Leadsam's the 21st due to Brexit policy.
Perhaps the most extraordinary thing here is that Theresa May has hung on for so long, with one Tory saying that she metaphorically has a sofa up against the door here.
And soon to be hammering on that door, 25,000 workers employed by or reliant on British Steel, now in liquidation.
Not just this town that gets affected, it's everywhere around it.
A big factor in its fall, a drop in European buyers because of Brexit uncertainty.
This government has failed those people.
And it's the people who are expected to deliver a decisive blow to Theresa May in the European elections this weekend. For a nation which voted to leave Europe last March, it's a chance to punish inaction. The timer now set for just how few days she has left. Joy Reid, One News, London.
Now, it's a mundane task for most of us, but for the Queen, it's proven to be quite the experience. The 93-year-old's visited a pop-up supermarket in London to mark the 150th anniversary of the Sainsbury chain.
It's just her 3rd public visit to a grocery store in her life. But as the BBC's Sarah Campbell reports, something she saw has Her Majesty concerned.
So this is the shop from the past.
Not a regular supermarket shopper, the Queen was taken on a tour today of Sainsbury's through the decades.
Quality milk, you get quality cheese.
Actors and fake food helped to tell the story from its humble beginnings, selling just butter, milk and eggs.
And today we're going to show us a ration book.
In conversation with Lord and Lady Sainsbury, reflecting on wartime deprivations, especially a lack of sugar. And few things have changed more than the way shoppers pay. The Queen was given a quick tutorial on how to use a self-service till. Her concern, could unscrupulous shoppers leave without paying? Her Majesty was assured there are systems in place to prevent this. And so ended a glimpse into everyday life for a monarch who in her 93 years has only twice before publicly visited a supermarket.
And something else that caught the Queen's eye during her visit, a jar of fish paste from 1953, Her Majesty calling it ghastly.
Nothing wrong with her taste, is there? All right, Quentin Tarantino's new movie debuts at the Cannes Film Festival.
It's official already. Well, it has been.
But the stars, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, can't help comparing themselves to another big name.
She wasn't born when Daniel Loda won Olympic gold, but a Dunedin teenager wants to follow in his footsteps. And what she's already achieved has her on track to do it.
And a little later on 7 Sharp, Jeremy's date with Destiny.
Yes, Destiny Church, that is. We get the lowdown from leader Brian Tamaki on his higher calling. And the king of peanut butter spreading the word on how to detect one of our most common eye conditions.
And we meet Hamilton's newest Cape superhero,
Padusha. That and much more at 7.
I wonder what it's like to be a man.
I haven't the faintest idea.
Thrilling news.
It's the best thing ever. I just feel so lucky.
Just tell me.
It's a double helping of Mrs. Brown. Any chance of a quickie?
It's pronounced quiche.
Mrs. Brown's Boys. Exotic Mammy and Mammy's Tickled Pink. Tonight on 1. This week at Fresh Choice, our red hot specials are extra hot. Seedless Satsuma mandarins, just $3.99 a kilo. Fresh pork leg roast below $5.99 a kilo. And Tararua butter, 500 gram blocks, now $5.50. Fresh Choice, red hot specials on now.
Harvey Norman's Relax and Recline sale is on now. Get this recliner suite for $1,988, or this corner recliner suite for $1,998, or the Frame recliner for $1,999. Plus earn up to triple Android dollars and get 60 months interest-free. Limited time only.
So when I play instant Kiwi, I'll make sure everyone's doing other things, and I can sit there with my little coin and just scratch it off and look at 50 cents.
times since it was launched, the boss quit, houses sit unsold, and the government's initial house building target thrown in the bin. It's proved a lot harder than the government ever imagined to build houses at scale. National says Kiwi Build is a golden ticket for developers who can sell unsold Kiwi Build homes back to the government.
Obviously, we want as many as possible of these homes to be sold to first-time buyers straight away. But when they're not, the government steps in and then we will market them. And those homes will sell to buyers anyway.
I think what Phil Crawford's going to do is he's going to have a fire sale.
Back at Pegasus, there's little confidence the homes will sell.
Probably not.
The government will announce its Kiwi Build reset next month. Benedict Collins, One News.
A pathway between Wellington and Hutt Valley is one step closer, with designs for the section linking Wellington to Petone revealed today for public feedback. The coastal pathway will be 5 metres wide and feature a seawall to protect the highway from coastal erosion. Construction is expected to begin in 2021 and will take 3 years.
A star-studded movie about, yes, Hollywood has sparked plenty of drama at the world's most famous film festival. Come on down, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt, Maverick director Quentin Tarantino, and partner. Cannes is known for its glitz and glamour, but also for its red carpet craziness. Just check out this paparazzi. This lot got a 7-minute standing ovation after the premiere of their film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I'm Rick Dawn. It's my pleasure, Mr. Schwartz. Follow me, Miles. Put it down. That's your son? No, it's my stunt double, Cliff Booth.
Tarantino's blast from Tinseltown's past is about a washed-up actor played by DiCaprio and a stuntman friend, Brad Pitt. When asked whether they do their own stunts like Tom Cruise...
No means only, no. As ambitious or courageous. Hats off to Tom. I couldn't begin to keep up with him, so I say, if a stuntman can do it, I'll be reading a book, having a coffee.
The movie also stars Al Pacino, Dakota Fanning, and the late Luke Perry. In case you're wondering, the longest standing ovation in Cannes, a whopping 22 minutes.
Try this one though, one for all the Star Wars fans. The first behind-the-scenes look at the latest installment of the famous franchise, The Rise of Skywalker.
And it's been revealed some new faces will be starring in the film, which also includes a special nod to the late Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia. Here's ABC's Will Reeve.
It's the end of the trilogy that started in 2015 with The Force Awakens. And the final chapter in the Skywalker saga that began over 40 years ago.
This one was particularly hard because it was the end not of 3 movies but 9. And when you're looking at 3 trilogies, suddenly the questions that you're asking, even beyond what it is you want to do, you have to look at all of them. Because I'm thinking, if someone's going to be watching these movies when they all are together, 1 through 9, then there must be inevitability. There must be a sense of purpose to all of it. It also has to stand on its own.
Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Now this morning, an exclusive behind-the-scenes look on set from Vanity Fair, with photographer Annie Leibovitz capturing these never-before-seen images of director J.J. Abrams and the actors bringing Star Wars to life.
They went to Jordan, this place called Wadi Rum, which is incredibly remote, and that stood in for this kind of desert planet.
We were in the desert for the first one, and now we're there for the last one. I feel very nostalgic at many points that this is sort of... As everyone says, you don't get experiences like this very often.
Newly revealed characters will join in for the ride alongside stars Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver.
Richard E. Grant plays a First Order general named General Pride. And then there's Kerry Russell. She's some kind of rogue or thief. We know she's going to play an important role in whatever happens.
Someone else playing an important role, General Organa, the former Princess Leia, portrayed by actress Carrie Fisher, who died suddenly in December 2016.
We could not tell the story without her. There had been a number of scenes that we had filmed and not used for episode 7, and I compiled the footage and watched it, and it was like finding this impossible answer to an impossible question. We could tell her story with these pieces that she had shot. So when she's in the movie, it's her. She's in the film. She's performing these scenes.
And The Rise of Skywalker is due to be released in December.
All right, Jenny May joins us now with sport and Silver Ferns netball team for July's World Cup announced this afternoon. Did you get it right?
Not quite, but no bolters, a very experienced team of 4 players have been recalled. We'll have the full squad for you, plus Coach Noeline Toto's response from the Sunshine Coast in Australia. Meanwhile, the Black Caps are in full preparation for their own World Cup. We're with them for their training session in the UK.
Plus, many are calling her the most talented swimmer to come out of Dunedin since Damien Loader. We find out what drives 15-year-old Erica Fairweather after the break. And we have another day of high pressure and weak fronts tomorrow, so more mostly dry and fine weather. That trend starts off the weekend, but then things change. Later, what you can expect.
Design that proves beautifully simple. Bigger isn't always better.
Talk about changing how a space feels. That's wicked, that.
George Clark's Amazing Spaces. Tonight, 7:30 on 1.
I was looking for some money to visit my daughter.
If you need money, borrow from other everyday people at harmony.co.nz, New Zealand's largest peer-to-peer lender, with rates from only 6.99%.
Harmony is the place to go to when you want to borrow money.
Final days of Harvey Norman Computers and Electrical, biggest ever. Big brand sellout. Over 660,000 square feet have been transformed into clearance zones for a limited time. Save over 200 on the existing line. Now 1588. Save $80 on the new Lenovo E10. Now $199. Crazy deals on these digital cameras. Now from only $388. Grab this smart Nokia smartphone. Now only $387. Plus your 50% of our smart security cameras. Hurry, limited time only.
Step out of your head for a moment.
Ha ha ha.